Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to McCowan Field as we get set for kickoff between two winless clubs in desperation to get their first win of the season. Erskine in town at 0-2 on the year against a likewise record in the Carson-Newman Eagles, looking for their first victory of the season. Eagles 0-2, losing to Lee at home 3-1, and at Shorter a 1-0 setback. Thanks for tuning into this broadcast here on the Eagle Sports Network. Michael Watrang, happy for you to join us this evening, and should be a very fun matchup between two clubs that are facing off for the first time since 1994. They've only played twice in their histories. Carson-Newman winning the most recent journey. That was back in 1994, a 2-1 win at Erskine. Carson-Newman today playing on their home pitch. Been a very good program here at home. They have the white uniform tops, navy lettering on the front and the back of the jerseys, navy slacks and the navy socks for Carson-Newman. Erskine on the other side, they have the gold tops and the maroon bottoms with the maroon socks for the Flying Fleet. Carson-Newman coached by Stephen Lyons, his fifth season at the helm of Carson-Newman. Erskine on the other side, Warren Turner, his 16th season at the helm. Played his collegiate soccer at Presbyterian, a four-time Conference Carolinas Coach of the Year. And we are ready for play. Erskine, a great spring season. Same with Carson-Newman, but both fell in their conference tournament semifinal matchups as we're ready to go here from McCowan Field. Beautiful day for soccer, some patchy white clouds overhead, and we are ready to roll. Carson-Newman and Erskine here on a Wednesday evening early here in Jefferson City, Tennessee. Glad you're tuning in for this broadcast. Carson-Newman looking to avoid an 0-3 start. Erskine's typically been a solid program underneath Warren Turner, and last year only lost that one match. That was to Belmont Abbey in the Conference Carolinas semifinals. Carson-Newman suffered a setback at home against Wingate in the South Atlantic Conference semis after blanking Lincoln Memorial 4-0. So let's see how Carson-Newman comes out here today. Erskine hasn't scored a goal since the second minute of the season. Carson-Newman on the other side blanked 1-0 against Shorter. Coach Stephen Lyons said that they had numerous chances, never could find that goal, and Shorter eventually won it in the waning moments of play. Eagles, very experienced group. Same with Erskine, 6 returning all-conference selections out of their 9 from the spring season. Carson-Newman has 5 preseason all-SAC picks, including Tylen Silva, who takes a stumble down the field. Possession given away, and it'll go to Erskine here for a toss, deep inside of its own corner. Well, Carson-Newman in uncharacteristic territory underneath Stephen Lyons, typically a team that gets off to a lightning quick start and then falters down the stretch. Carson-Newman under Stephen Lyons entering this year 18-3-2 in September. Eagles in the final 2 months of the year, 10-13-6, is a poor giveaway there by Carson-Newman, and a foul whistled against, I think that's Daniel Vanizland. So Erskine gets possession, and there is the first team All-Conference Carolinas keeper, Evan Zizek. Oscar Hernandez tries to play it forward. Instead, Silva was the one that gets the deflection and a throw incoming. Carson-Newman looking real slick in their uniforms. Pinstripes on the thicker side for Erskine. Much more difficult to see what's going on the front of the jersey, and the white number on the back. Not a great contrast on that lighter gold uniform. Nick Karsh in his first start of the season tries to play it forward to Whitehead. Carson-Newman excited to get Karsh back. Missed the first 2 matches of the season, but on the pitch here in this one, getting the start. And the ball goes out of play for a throw for the Eagles. And Carson-Newman will try to work their way down this near right sideline. Ball jostled for Silva amongst a horde of defenders. Ricochets it off of a kneecap of a Flying Fleet member, and it goes out of play for our first corner of the match. Well, up until this season, Carson-Newman had outshot their opponents in 13 straight matches until they faced off against Lee. And the Eagles will have their opportunity here for the first time in the match. It'll be Tylen Silva to take this corner kick. Silva hits the in-swinging bender that's headed out. Gabe Martin gets a flick on it, still loose in the box, and Zizek picks it up after Whitehead had thoughts of starting off our match with a goal. 4th minute of play, we're scoreless between the Flying Fleet and the Eagles. These two teams met 93 and 94, a home and home setup, each team winning on the road. Back in the 90s and renewing the series history after a 27-year layoff. Bram Karsgaard, who some in these parts would say that potentially he should have been the Defensive Player of the Year in the conference a year ago. That honor in Conference Carolinas went to the opposing goalkeeper in Evan Zizek. Good dispossession. Acuna plays it forward. Cole with it. He tried to take, I think that was potentially going to be a pass to the middle of the pitch. Instead, it ricochets back to him. It is a talented top attacking slot for Erskine, a group that can certainly find the back of the net. Led the country in corner kicks per match last year, and Cole is the team's leader in scoring, has the lone net bulger this season. Carson-Newman doing a bit of defending as William Mashburn gets towards the end line, and it goes out of play harmlessly for a goal kick here in the 5th minute of play. Well, every coach right now will sit there and tell you that they're not concerned. It's early in the season, haven't started conference play yet. But an 0-3 start, and really particularly if you're Carson-Newman, because 2 of those 3 matches would come on your home pitch, would not be something that would inspire confidence in the group moving forward, particularly for Carson-Newman. They're off for a week after this before they ignite conference action at home against the Mars Hill team that has been on the up and up. So really, if you're Carson-Newman, you'd like to hold serve here at home, walk away from this pitch with the 3 points. And a foul whistled. Cole, the native of Sierra Leone, gets bumped and jostled off the ball, and it'll set up the first real dynamic set-piece opportunity here for Erskine. And you do wonder, what kind of set piece do they have here? Do they think about going into the box? Do they play it short? Captain's armband, Daniel Rodriguez, originally was over the top of it, now instead gives way. As you take a look at the jostling there with Cole. Acuna spikes it towards the back post. Racing after it was Oscar Hernandez, also wearing a captain's armband that matches Bram Karsgaard's top in this match. And the Eagles, off of that set piece, able to handle it well defensively despite the man being unmarked in the box. Good racing run here, but a little assistance needed on the overlapping defensive effort to punish it out of play by Bryce Duncan. As I was saying, these two teams certainly would like to walk away with 3 points. Erskine, for sure, after what they were able to accomplish in the spring. And with all these teams that played that shortened spring season, Carson-Newman and Erskine, a pair of teams that had very good spring campaigns, you like to carry that momentum over into this fall campaign because unlike the spring, you're back to that regular season where you get a chance to play in the playoffs. And certainly these clubs would like to make a re-entry back into the postseason. Well, maybe these two teams feeling each other out so far. 8th minute of action. Not much to really jot down so far. That set piece that nearly had an unmarked man in the box. Best chance so far for either side as Karsgaard will play it out towards the far left sideline. Nick Karsh will haul it in. Karsh, second-team preseason all-conference pick, native of Oregon, making his trek across the time zones. Kranz, Evans, who's closing in on the all-time record potentially for minutes. He's 3rd right now, needs about 700 to move into 2nd place. Ulrich Pereira, one of the Carson-Newman legends, is number 2 on the list. And Evans should be able to get to that mark, assuming he stays healthy. In order to get to the top mark, Evans would probably need this team to make a little bit of a run. Cinderwello is about 1,000 minutes clear at this point, and that's certainly assuming that Evans gets maybe a little bit of rest here and there, isn't on the pitch every single second for the rest of the season. But certainly within sights for Evans to become the all-time program leader in terms of minutes. And this Carson-Newman group is extremely experienced. With a win tonight, Graham Karsgarn would move into a tie for 5th with Tuan Verwai. In terms of goalkeeping wins, that would be number 17 if Karsgarn's able to walk away from this pitch with a W. But so far, nothing sorted out. 9th minute, and a long ball played forward. Eagles have not been able to link up whatsoever in the finishing third. And credit the Erskine back line as well. Carson-Newman out in the 4-3-3. Looks maybe like a 4-4-2, maybe a 4-3-3 from Erskine. Just depends on the shape and what's happening out there on the pitch. Karsh opening up on the far left sideline. He decides to pivot back in. Tries to slide it to Silva. Silva, a dozen career goals. He's also been a playmaker as well in his tenure with the Eagles. Well, that ball just didn't quite have the English as Rojas, the intended target, but Ben King steps to it. Now chips it in. Zizek has to step forward and pluck it out of there with Harry Whitehead charging forward. And that nearly fell into the grasp of a Whitehead header. Take another look at that clip there, and it slid in, and Zizek was the one that was able to walk away with it. 10th minute of play, and a long ball shuffled forward here. Well, really, neither side is connecting a lot through the midfield to build up into the attacking third. It's been a lot of long balls, as you see Cole, a little antsy, wants to get the ball back, and he's able to do so. Rojas, the junior from Costa Rica, shuffles it forward. 2 defenders there. It's deflected out towards the sideline, and this one will go out of play for a throw-in for Erskine. 9 total all-conference selections a year ago for this Flying Fleet Club. They returned 6, but only 4 have played so far this season. Whitehead was trying to keep his run onside. Flag does stay down for him, and he's eventually able to go apply pressure to the Erskine keeper in the Conference Carolina's Defensive Player of the Year. Cole giving a charge forward, a good body bump, and that'll earn himself a foul. Really hasn't been overly physical so far. A little pushing and shoving, and now Cole is going to draw a little bit more attention here. And after that original foul, you'd think that Cole might want to step aside and not get acquainted with the lead official this early in the match, but he does. And now the Eagles charging forward. Karsh gets taken down, and that'll be a foul on the far sideline. Oscar Hernandez. Or check that. That was Ramon De Leon. That gets whistled for the foul. And Carson-Newman will get a really dangerous opportunity here just inside of the corner flag and really have a nice surface piece opportunity. Silva's over there. And I believe Hardenby Orwall over there as well. A right footer and a left footer over. And Hardenby Orwall strikes it into the middle of the box. Gabe Martin, the intended target, and it pings out towards Cole. And a possible breakout opportunity here. Cole, great pace, is able to shuffle it forward, but nobody in that area, and one Carson-Newman defender able to answer. 12th minute of a scoreless affair so far. Lengthy ball here for Rojas, and it'll bounce harmlessly into the body of Karsgarn, the 6'7" keeper from the Netherlands. Martin sends it along this near right sideline, and it trickles out of play after a touch from Hernandez. And a throw-in coming from Carson-Newman. Ben King requesting a ball, and you got some of these little ball boys out here still learning their role early in this season. But the Eagles not trying to press too much as you take another look at that free set piece that went into the area. And it was cleared away after Gabe Martin had an opportunity at it. Hardenby Orwall, meanwhile, skies it into the air. And these sides trade balls aerially before Gabe Martin does a really nice job defensively, jostling with one of the top goal scorers in the region in Cole. Pim Janssens over to the far left-hand side. Eagles is 4-3-3. Some changes to that here and there, depending on how they want to work it. Do they hold that holding midfielder in the defensive third? Do they attack more with more of maybe a diamond shape towards the back? Nearly a turnover that set up Orwell, and he slides to it. Body's hitting the deck. Carson-Newman comes away with it. Kranz shuffles it forward. Karsh in the box, and it's swept away towards the sideline and hitting the deck hard. An Erskine defender. He's up to his feet, and Carson-Newman will have a chance to throw it in. Pretty good hustle there in the back line. Zizek was almost over to pick it up, but plucked away. Here comes Karsh into the box. It's deflected away. Still loose in the box, and now Erskine's able to pedal it forward. Not a whole lot of numbers. That was a really good switch opportunity. Rojas was running free on this near left flank, but Carson-Newman was able to get a header to it. Really nice shuffle away. Karsh sending it to the middle of the box. It's plopped to the surface. Zizek picks it up. We're in the 15th minute here. We're scoreless so far. Michael Watrang with you with our great crew here on the Eagle Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in to this broadcast. Just one shot officially so far. It did not go on target from Erskine. And now a long ball played forward. Flag goes up at the last second. Cole was doing really well into the box, but the flag comes up there at the last tick, and it nearly set up a really prime and juicy opportunity for Cole. Cole, a second-team all-conference forward last year. He scored the lone goal so far this season. That was 152 into the season. Led the team last year, 5 goals and an assist. 19 of his 33 shots were on frame, so typically when he gets the ball in an attacking area, he's ultra dangerous. Well, two teams that have struggled a little bit to score so far this year, just a goal aside, and both coming in the opening match. Erskine entered without a goal in the last 178 minutes of play. Carson-Newman on the other side, 96 minutes entering play today since their last. That came in the 84th minute. Silva scored against Lee late. That made it 2-1, and then the Flames added one in the waning moments. Well, Carson-Newman's pressure here in this defensive area for Erskine has been solid. And you see what Erskine's trying to do. There's Cole at the top. And then Carson-Newman has a chance here as Arwal has it dispossessed. And Cole always right there in the middle, drawing all sorts of attention. 3 jerseys there, and the pass instead trying to elude him. Carson-Newman's able to hustle back and intercept. Janssens gives it back to Karsgaard. Carson-Newman off to its first 0-2 start since 2014. Long ball to the left-hand side. Eagles have some numbers in the box, but the flag does go up. That was a tight run, trying to maintain it along that back 4. But just a little too excited in his run. And the flag goes up, and each side trading off sides here over the last few moments. Carson-Newman started 0-3 back in that 2014 year. It's happened just 4 times since 1989. Good pressure here. Evans charging forward. And this is where Erskine just hasn't quite had the poise in the back to fully clear it away and start something forward. But now they are able to do so and draw the foul as Silva will draw the whistle. No booking so far. 18th minute of play and a scoreless affair. Dating back to last season, Carson-Newman has dropped 3 straight. Haven't had a 4-match losing streak since 2017, and that was that ugly end of the season, an 0-6-1 finish for a team that looked destined for a postseason berth and perhaps a regular season title. Along the far left sideline, shuffling it forward. Silva, the intended target, but a good bit of defending by Hernandez. And now Erskine trying to build through the middle. Cole, I believe, would have been the intended target, but Acuna. And that top 3 a little frustrated with each other. Rojas on a few occasions on this near left flank at the top of the attacking effort. has been a little bit frustrated with some of those passes. And obviously here early in the season, teams trying to get on the same page from a personnel standpoint. Martin shuffles it along. Janssens. Kranz gives it to Silva. But Carson-Newman gets dispossessed, but gets it right back after a turnover. Karsh on the far left sideline. Run being made here from Silva. The flag stays down. Silva, now the flag goes up for offside, and it will be a free kick from Erskine. Well, there is some action around the rest of the conference. Mars Hill is taking on King. That game just getting started here not too long ago. Lincoln Memorial Young Harris starting at 5 o'clock. Been an interesting start to the year. Wingate, certainly a team that is always in contention and always one of the best in this region. An 0-2 start, but you have to look a little bit deeper than that. A tough opening slate to their year. Overtime loss to Florida Tech 2-1. And then a 1-0 setback to a always potent Rollins club. So when you look at the record, sometimes you have to look at the opponents that they're facing. And certainly a wide open league this season. And Carson-Newman has to face both Wingate and Lenore-Ryan on the road this year. So it is a fairly difficult slate once you get to conference play. Silva shuffles it forward. Whitehead, I believe he was looking for Evans, but didn't get the pace right whatsoever. Now Rojas. Ball was looking for Cole, and once again just not in sync there between those top three. Martin shifts it forward. Evans will go all the way back to Karsgaard. Well, Carson-Newman has been known for such an attacking prowess. Well, they have not had a shot in this match so far, and there's another foul on Carson-Newman that will set up Erskine with a free kick on the far sideline. #21st minute of play. Carson-Newman pressing defensively. And Rodriguez sees his ball come right back towards him. And now the Eagles trying to shimmy their way forward. But Acuna, the sophomore from Costa Rica, was able to step in. Well, there is a lot of real estate on this sideline, but Erskine cannot switch fields right now. Cole instead working against a horde of defenders. And the throw-in comes to Cole. Cole has a body on his back, a body in his front, 4 defenders over there, and now a foul is whistled on Cole. And some of the Erskine players thinking that maybe the infraction was on the opposite side. Well, good crowd here. Temperature's still always a little bit toasty. You get a little bit of humidity in the region. As you get into the later portions of the night, it gets much more comfortable in this area. And this is around the time of the day where it's still all right to be the keeper where Karsgaard is. But as we get to the second half, it is going to be all sorts of difficulty with the sun setting right in the face of the keeper. It'll be Zizek as he was able to climb off of his line and clear that away, but only as far as midfield. Evans stepping around the ball, looking, playing a nice running ball forward, but not nearly the pace for Ben King to catch up to it. However, Carson-Newman does get a toss out of it after the clearance. King with it. Throws it in. And once again, pedaled out. Rojas stepping back defensively, and now it comes forward. And here comes a possible attacking opportunity for Erskine. They don't really have numbers, but Cole can certainly make all sorts of magic happen. He steps towards the box. Cole circulating, puts a shot that trickles wide, was always going to go wide. here in the 24th minute. Well, you're asking so much from Cole, 1-on-3 defenders. And his only real hope there would have had a little bit of bend to it, maybe a possible boomerang, or he would have tucked it in tidily towards the far corner. But never really got it right. Hit it straight and narrow rather than with that bend, and Carson-Newman handles it well defensively at the end of all. Carson-Newman doesn't get that right, and Rojas steps into it. Rojas the target. Janssens clears. Center halves exchange, and eventually comes to this near left-hand sideline. Rojas gives it back. Very nice build-up this time around. Probably the best that Erskine has had as a group. They won a foul, and I believe that they're going to get said foul. Or will they get the throw instead? Not sure that they've made that call, and instead they will get the throw, or the foul, and now the officials going to converse. Well, I wonder if they're also talking about should there be any kind of booking in this position. And now the official is walking over. And I think that perhaps the shin pad of Harden B. Orwell popped out, and the official wanted him to get that corrected. And now they do give him a yellow card as well. So I think that that's exactly the scenario that we just saw there. They wanted to make sure that they had it. Harden B. Orwell gets booked. And off the set piece, it goes well high. And the 6'7", Karsgaard picks it up. Middle of the field, Hernandez sends it along. Rojas the target. Karsgaard gets it right. That was nearly a perfect pass, and instead it is Harden Bjarwal trying to play through Harry Whitehead, and it comes all the way back to Zizek. That was nearly a massive blunder by Erskine, but Harden Bjarwal was trying to pick out the one-time pass, and Whitehead didn't have the pace to get beyond the two central defenders. Plenty of time to go here in the opening half. Carson-Newman still looking for its first shot of this contest. King to take the toss. Now he swings it, high arcing over everybody. It stays in the field of play. Karsh picks it up, sends it back Silva. Heavy touch and cleared away. Carson-Newman will latch on to this ball, and they'll be able to get bodies in the box. Good back post ball, headed by Harden Bjarwal, looking for Silva. Cleared off of the backside of Silva, and it goes for a goal kick. Pretty good flurry, though, by Carson-Newman with an opportunity to potentially find the net. But things building for the Eagles, and it all started with that run, and then Silva doing a good enough job to stick with it. Well, throw in coming here for Erskine as King tosses it. And now we get a substitute. So Quarantine Betrencourt will step off. And Quarantine Serbors will come into the match. Also seeing the first of Fernando Gonzalez. So two changes for Erskine. And Serbors immediately onto the ball as he's into the corner. King Now a high arcing ball from Martin to the middle of the field, nearly intercepted by Acuna. Instead, Silva picks it up. Now Evans. Eagles just don't really have some of those numbers forward as they try to build with Silva now. Silva sends it along. Whitehead giving the charge as he gets towards the corner flag. Sends it towards the middle. It takes a ricochet, and it goes out for a corner kick. There's the replay of that bit of defending that Whitehead was trying to shuffle it in. Eagles take the corner quick. Silva runs into a pair of bodies. Then King has it shuffle around, and it's cleared out once again. Martin has it ricochet off of his body, but Cole picks it up. Gonzalez. This is a pretty good-looking build-up right now from Erskine as they have some space in front of him. Looking for Cole. Cole with a heavy touch tries to split the two central defenders, and instead it goes out of play for a throw. 29th minute. Scoreless affair so far. Erskine with a pair of shots. Carson-Newman without an official one so far. Michael Watchring here for the Eagle Sports Network. Glad you're tuning in wherever you're at to enjoy this one. Cross comes in. Eagles stout defensively. Once again, cycle towards the middle of the box. Cole wants it. Cole gets it. Has space. Cole has it take a ricochet off of a sliding Janssens. Erskine maintaining some possession. Really good work here. Flag will go up at the last second as Karsgaard nearly took a fan out with a rifling kick that just does clear the seats. Well, speaking with Coach Stephen Lyons before the match, he says that he likes the effort and the intensity that he's seen from his team. The problem has been is just taking opportunities both defensively and attacking in those final moments. Are they going to be locked in those last sequences? That's why they have given up goals. Really 1 minute of action was the difference against Lee when the Flames scored twice in the span of roughly a minute. Proved to be the difference in the Flames' 3-1 win. And then that final minute of play against Shorter that allowed the Hawks to escape with a victory. And then Carson-Newman, conversely, in the opening 10 to 15 minutes, had chances, just couldn't quite put it away. So that's what he was looking for from his team here today, was can they finish up some of those key sequences and have that focus to make those game-changing plays. So here is that last sequence that drew the stoppage. Harden-Bjorwall sending it through the middle. Those were some of Carson-Newman's chances earlier. And Silva unable to latch onto it. And in the 32nd minute of play of a scoreless affair, those have really been Carson-Newman's best opportunities thus far. They have been able to maintain a lot of possession on their offensive half of the pitch. Just haven't quite had some of those finishing passes. Silva along this sideline does have an overlapping runner to his right instead. Will work towards the sideline and get a throw in. Erskine's got a couple, or actually a trio of more substitutes awaiting by the fourth official. Ball comes into the middle of the box, cleared away. Eagles have some space here. Harden-Bjorwall strikes it high and wide. So subs coming here. It'll be Moreno, Hughes, and Nuvinen coming in. And here's that look from Harden-Bjorwall. Decided to take that touch. He struck one from there last season and just had it sailing slightly high and wide there at that last moment. But pretty good opportunity there by the Eagles. Jot that one in your score sheet. 33rd minute. Harden-Bjorwall with a shot. And now we're going to get a hydration break, and Warren Turner can't believe it. He had just made some changes, thinking that we were going to ride this one out. in the first half, and instead the officiating crew says, you know what, we need a hydration break. And the two sides will go their respective ways to get a little bit of fluids in them, and we'll take this chance to step out for a quick catch of our breaths as well. 33rd minute, scoreless action so far here at McCowan Field. We'll step out for a break. You're watching Carson-Newman men's soccer here on the Eagle Sports Network. So after a brief hydration break and a chance for you to take a look at some of the chances so far early, they've been sparse for both sides. We get back into play, and nearly a giveaway for Carson-Newman to potentially find the opening goal. Instead, it comes back as the flag goes up here on a pass that I don't believe was intended to go that far along the way. Instead, it is offside whistle. Still a dozen minutes to go in the opening half, and Carson-Newman looking to get on the scoreboard here in the early going. Erskine on the other side, they have provided the game's better chances overall so far. And it goes out here for a corner kick. Carson-Newman will get its third. They really haven't been overly dangerous here in situations like these. Remember that part of the reason why Coach Turner was a little upset is because in the first half, you cannot re-enter later on in that half, so he just took off some pretty big pieces to his attacking puzzle, and they have to sit the rest of the way. In the second half, of course, you can re-enter once. Need a ball. All of them are sitting on the opposite sideline, and that'll give us a brief respite here for Silva to pick it up as the sun sets here on Carson-Newman's campus here in Jefferson City, Tennessee. And here comes the corner from Silva. Low and headed, and eventually reached the Carson-Newman body inside the center of the box, and it is cleared away, and Carson-Newman will make some changes themselves. Matus Maya. There's your header. Right in the middle of the box. Janssen's the intended target. Emmanuel Alalui also into the match for Carson-Newman, the senior from Manchester, England. So decent opportunity there for the Eagles. Slowly starting to build up some of these chances. Long ball forward. Carson-Newman eventually gets to it. Alalui. Great pace. Off of the bench for the Eagles. King shuffles it in. It hits a thigh on its way through. Instead, King will eventually come back to it. Maya gets a piece of his right cleat to it. And now Alalui will eventually win a throw. So Carson-Newman maintaining some of this possession along the sideline. Alalui. King. And another throw. King trying to cycle it in once more. And instead it's cleared away, and another throw. Carson-Newman really possessing the ball here in this corner. And A long throw, Maya the target, it goes over his head. And now, finally, Erskine is able to alleviate some of that pressure and trying to race away Sir Borse. Cole, the intended target. Martin with a strong right foot. Evans, Hardenby Orwell. Chips it to this sideline. Now Cole, back to this side. Left-footed ball coming to the middle of the pitch. Kranz, King. Kranz does a good job of stepping in front of a Flying Fleet member. Carson-Newman typically plays at a pretty high tempo and gets a lot of shot attempts. A team that was one of the best at putting the ball on frame a year ago in the South Atlantic Conference have yet to put one officially on frame against the Conference Carolinas Defender of the Year. Maya. Maya switching fields now. Finds Silva. Silva into the box. Silva off the outside of the cage. A pretty good opportunity there. And Carson-Newman now starting to get some more opportunities here in the latter portions of this opening 45 minutes. Throw in for Erskine, one along the far sideline. Fans continuing to file in here. Of course, a lot of the other sports are practicing at this point. Women's soccer is in action on the road and leading Belmont Abbey 2-0. Trying to get their first win of the year after a dramatic draw against the Nighthawks of North Georgia in the opener. And a loss on Sunday night. Fans still getting a chance to work on their tan here past Labor Day. Carson-Newman's going to make a couple changes. A bevy as well. Eagles will get a few new bodies out there. Silva's going to get a break. And another change for Erskine as well. Gabe Golden is into the match. Carson-Newman brings on Stein, McElroy, and Berman. And Berman probably takes the throw. Well, let's see if some of these subs for either side can provide a little bit of that spark that the coaches are looking for. Played nearly the entire first half, and so far, neither keeper has been required to make a save. And it's an Erskine team, and a foul is whistled here, and Carson-Newman does not like the call on Alalui. Erskine team that last year allowed just one goal all season. They've given up 4 so far this year, and Zizek is needed to make 12 saves through 2 matches. So far, none in this one. Carson-Newman pressing Alalui, great deflection, and nearly sent him along for a good run. Evans quickly gets to it. And now Carson-Newman sensing a chance to seize control of the match. Trying to do so here in the waning moments. Maya, McElroy. Give it back to Berman. Nearly had his pass find the right target. Instead, it takes a ricochet and goes out of play. Throw in coming for Erskine. Carson-Newman's been great against Conference Carolinas clubs, winning 4 in a row, outscoring those teams 17-2. Eagles have not lost to a Conference Carolinas school since 2017. King winning at home 1-0. It's almost 4 years since Carson-Newman dropped the match to a program from that league, but so far in a dogfight here with a Flying Fleet. Good move by Berman to evade a defender, but not a good pass whatsoever. Goes all the way for a goal kick. McElroy pushes it forward. Maya had to wait for it instead, gives it back to McElroy. McElroy again has it taken off of his feet. It was Hernandez that made the play. Well, Cole is playing pretty much the entire first half, and he nearly snuck through the central half there to pick it up. King to Berman on the opposite side. Well, it is such an interesting match. Two teams desperate for a win, looking to avoid an 0-3 start to the season. I think if you're Erskine, as much as you want to win, you'd be all right walking away from here with a tie. Just sitting around and seeing potentially if there's a counterattack opportunity. Maybe a little more pressure on Carson-Newman on their home field for the second time in the first 3 matches of the year. Berman hustling to it. Doesn't get there. Another corner, though, for the Eagles. Number 4 for Carson-Newman. Erskine has not had one yet. So here in the 42nd minute, Carson-Newman will get a corner kick opportunity, and McElroy will be the one to take it. The true freshman out of Northern Ireland. He pedals this towards the back post. It's headed, and Zizek is there to climb the ladder as Berman got a really good header in the box. So a really nice ball, and you get a great look at this. On the boomerang to the back post, and Berman came onto it. His header, though, was perfectly placed for Zizek to make a pretty calm save. Now a corner once again blasted in, cleared away by Erskine. Maya picks it up. King stifles it back into the box. Zizek has it cradle into his chest. That one trickles off of the official, and because it hit him and not knowing who was going to gain advantage there, possession will go to Erskine. And I believe that we're going to get a drop ball. And you hear Coach Turner below us. Should have been Erskine ball, but I think that they're going to play a drop ball for Carson-Newman that's going to give them possession. That should have been Erskine ball, but the Eagles will gladly take the benefit there, and let's see if that opens anything up. King shuffling it out to the sideline. Lalui getting to the end line, pushes it in. Bodies hit the deck, and it's cleared out towards midfield. Cole's the only man out there. He's hustling after it against 3 Carson-Newman defenders. Martin, however, able to win the race and get it back to Karsgarn. And Karsgarn makes the mistake. Cole doing a great job with the high press. And in the final minute or so here of the opening half, Cole and Erskine looking for the opening goal.
1 minute remaining, 1 minute.
And a flag goes up here for offside. Final 3/4 of a minute. Karsgarn to take it. Well, right now if you're Carson-Newman, you're thinking, let's take our time. Still got 35 seconds. We want to be the only team that has a chance to score the rest of the way. It's a header and a foul with a half minute to go. And I believe, unless something drastic happens off of this kick, is they're going to stop the clock here with 20 and a half ticks to go. Zizek will take it. Now they restart it on the touch to the middle of the area. Martin had to get that header right. Sir Borse hustling after it. 10 seconds to roll.
9,
and it comes out to the
8,
middle of the field, and
7,
it'll bounce
6,
and go
5,
harmlessly out of play,
4,
and that'll be the opening 45 minutes of play.
2, 1,
so Carson-Newman
0.
gets the lone shot attempt on goal in the waning moments. Berman's header answered to by Zizek with a strong 2 hands to get the save. And that's how the opening 45 minutes wraps up here from McCowan Field. Erskine gets 3 total shots. They outshoot Carson-Newman for much of the opening half, but the Eagles get it back in the waning moments 3 shots apiece, 1 on frame by the Eagles, and so far nothing solved. 2 teams that are winless so far this year, looking for their first win. 45 minutes in the books, nothing solved so far. 45 more minutes to go. Do one of these teams find a goal in the second half? We're going to find out in just about 15 minutes. Stick with us. We'll step out for our halftime break and come back with more here from McCowan Field when we return here on the Eagle Sports Network. Welcome you back to McCowan Field as we get ready for the start of the second half of play. Erskine and Carson-Newman just 3 shots apiece in the opening 45 minutes of play. And both coaches trying to make those tactical decisions to make the changes to try to get the opening goal of this match. Flag going up here, Erskine offside. Right out of the gates. Carson-Newman started to find a little bit of rhythm and flow in the attacking third at the end of the opening half. And because of that, Maya stays in the game as the top striker in this 4-3-3. Silva joins him on one flank and Karsh is on the other flank. So Coach Stephen Lyons making a couple adjustments, thinking perhaps this is his best attacking group. Karsh has Berman on the overlapping run. Karsh shuffles it in. Good run, Harden Biorwal, but just outside of his feet. And Erskine's able to handle it defensively. Bodies collide. King comes away with it. Middle of the field. Harden Biorwal sends it out wide, but that has well too much pace. Trickling out of play for a goal kick. Carson-Newman has not lost at home to a Conference Carolinas team since 2014. King scored 3 times in the second half, all over about a quarter-hour period. And that's what undid the Eagles at home in a 3-2 loss to the Tornadoes. Great effort here by Daniel Rodriguez. Unfortunately for Erskine, just can't officially latch onto it. Eagles do a good job defensively for the time being, but promptly give it away. Stephen Hughes into the match for the first time. Ball takes a high arcing ricochet. Cole has been really the brilliant attacking option for Erskine, and that's really been your only option. Eagles wanted a foul, they didn't get one. Instead, Rodriguez shuffles it forward. Cole hits the deck, cycles around on his backside. Possession given away, and Silva hustles to it. Silva, Kranz. Silva trying to get it back instead. Ardenby Orwell. And a foul will be whistled here, and that's an easy call for the officiating crew to make. Silva sent back out to the right-hand side and then all the way back for Gabe Martin. Carson-Newman looking for a clean sheet out of this one. Well, under Stephen Lyons, Carson-Newman has been right in the ballpark when it comes to tie games at the break. 9, 8, and 7, so a true coin flip, as you might expect in a tie matchup after 45. Eagles trying to get into the box. Karsh doing a great job hitting the deck, and a penalty has been given. How about that? And I wonder if that's going to be a handball or what the decision's going to be here. But we'll take another look at it. Here's Karsh getting towards the middle of the box. 2 defenders on him. Let's see where we see the foul. Little bit of a left leg there. Definite step through there. And the penalty very decisively given. And a chance here for Tylen Silva to give Carson-Newman the opening strike of this matchup. Silva looking for his 4th career converted penalty. Zizek on his line. Official blows his whistle. Silva puts it into the corner, and Carson-Newman takes the lead. Brian. Silva puts it into the net. It is the 4th time in his career in 4 attempts that he has scored on a PK. He ties Marius Stolby for the 2nd most penalty kick conversions in a Carson-Newman career. Now only Matthew Finley with 5 stands in Silva's way from the all-time program record. So a 49th minute Silva PK set up by Karsh's run. And it's the Eagles that are able to get on the board first and make this game a Carson-Newman advantage. When the Eagles score the first goal under Stephen Lyons, 30 wins, 2 losses, 3 draws. So typically it means good things for Carson-Newman when that happens. And now Erskine trying to find an equalizer in a hurry. Rojas sending it in, gets it right back. Rojas probing. Gets to the end line, cycles it in. There's Cole. Chips it back to the left-hand side. Eagles, plenty of white jerseys in the box. Erskine looking for just that one moment of defensive breakdown. And how about Silva? Great effort from him to clear it away. And now that should certainly be a card, and indeed it will be. Yellow has been shown along that sideline, and a pretty easy call as well. I believe that's William Mashburn that's going to be the man that goes into the book. So 50th minute of action, Carson-Newman has found the opening goal. And for the first time this season, Carson-Newman has the lead. So let's see if the Eagles can hold on to this. Still a ton of time left, 40-plus minutes to go. And for a team looking for their first win of the year, a pretty solid start to the second half. Karsh's run in the box, earning a PK opportunity, and Silva just absolutely flawless to the left of Zizek. Now let's see if Erskine has an answer. Cole making this run. The flag stays down. Karsgaard picks it up right along the top of the box. The question for Carson-Newman right now, can you defend for this final 40-plus minutes or so? Well, that's exactly what Stephen Lyons was talking about. Can you take advantage when opportunities present themselves? And the Eagles most certainly did just that. Amongst the coaching staff, really the only worry was just a few small things here and there. They overall thought that the team had played well and probably deserved at least one, if not two, positive results. Hadn't quite gotten it. A big word that had been being kicked around within the program was execute. And the Eagles doing just that on the PK. Well, the ball was loose for just a moment in time. Cole nearly had a chance to sneak through some defenders. Instead, Carson-Newman comes away with it. Cron's playing it back for King. Evans looking around, noticing he has some space, but promptly gives it away as Cole was providing some pressure on the backside. Rojas. Erskine trying to feel this one out again. 52nd minute of action. Silva's PK in the 49th minute, the difference. Cole making the run. Flag staying down. Cole latching onto it, getting into the box, and a perfect slide tackle executed by Pim Janssens. If not for that, Cole might have had a chance to provide the opening and equalizing goal for Erskine. Instead, Silva the other way draws the foul and draws a card. To the pocket. The yellow card displayed. Oscar Hernandez, the guilty party. So 2 yellows here in the last few moments for Erskine. Carson-Newman will now get a really dangerous set piece opportunity. And Silva, who's always dangerous with his boot. 15 career assists, top 10 all time in Carson-Newman's program history. Silva surveys, now picks it out towards the back post. Empty runner, and Janssens sends it wide. Premier chance for Pim Janssens, and he just put it wide. I mean, just a perfect ball from Silva, and Janssens was unmarked on the back post. All he had to do was just graze it a little bit, and he could have tucked it inside of that post and made it a 2-0 Carson-Newman lead and send the Eagles on their way. Instead, Janssens just didn't get it right. And it leaves the door ajar here for the Flying Fleet with 37 ticks remaining. Acuna. Well, this is where Erskine could really use somebody other than Cole that can provide some attacking punch. Cole, the only goal so far this season. 220-plus minutes without a goal for Erskine. They scored in the 2nd minute of the year. Have not found the net since. Berman eludes a defender, shuffles it forward. Now to the sideline, Karsh, this is where he set up the PK opportunity. This time Erskine handles it much better. Evans steps to it, and Cole does a good job of getting his body in front of the chesting ball. Janssens. Well, that should be a foul for sure. And honestly, you probably could have went to the pocket again there. That was Betrancourt, who reached his arm out to foul Janssens, but no card given. Evans trying to go to the sideline, doesn't get the push exactly right, and Karsh will let it slide out of play for a throw. Carson-Newman looking to avoid his first 0-3 start in 7 years. They have a 1-0 lead, and stoppage will be called here. A Flying Fleet member on his backside, potentially a little bit of a cramping issue. Ramon de Leon, the man on his backside, that will draw a little bit of an extra attention. Erskine had a wonderful season a year ago, just the one loss in the COVID-shortened campaign. 7 wins under their belt. A flawless run through the Conference Carolina's regular season mark. Karsh pushing around a lot and giving possession away. It's Erskine ball, and Silva thought that it was Carson-Newman's, and nobody for Erskine wanted to step in. Now Rojas takes it. Cole, all sorts of jostling there, and Berman the guilty party. And what do we get here? Do we get a booking on Berman, or do we just get a quick chit-chat? Just a quick chat. And Carson-Newman will concede possession. And a quick restart coming from De Leon. It just feels like Erskine does not have that finishing punch at the top, a offside flag here. And because of that, they have had to do a whole lot of defending over the last 30 minutes or so of the match. As Carson-Newman is fully settled in. Karsgaard, a lot of pressure, and it's taken off of his boot. Comes back, Cole has an empty space. Cole puts it up, puts it in. Cole equalizes on the Carson-Newman defensive blunder. It's one apiece. A complete blunder, and Cole, wow, is that impressive. Flawless execution. And Karsgaard made a monstrous mistake. Took an eternity to take possession of the ball. Great slide tackle by the Flying Fleet, and Cole, wonderful strike with the right boot. Flawlessly technical into the left side of the cage. And we're all knotted up at one apiece. So Carson-Newman holds the lead for less than 7 minutes. And just like that, we start fresh in the 56th minute. Long ball forward. Maya was not giving it the full run as it's whiffed upon by Stephen Hughes, the sophomore from Decatur, Georgia. Well, opportunities just like that. Think about it. Janssens had that header in the box moments after Silva scored the opening goal. And because he missed it, oh, let's see what happens here. That'll be a yellow, and if it's on Mashburn, that should be red as well. He's looking at his pocket, and indeed it is. Double yellow Mashburn and a red card. And Carson-Newman will have a man advantage for the final 33-plus minutes. So 57, how about 7 minutes after the fact? And that is just a very, very unintelligent play by a freshman from Cumming, Georgia. Sure, you commit the opening foul, but you're on yellow. 33 minutes to go in the game. You cannot jostle with the ball that much and expect to get away with it. Carson-Newman did a really good job holding their composure as well as potentially baiting the rookie. So Carson-Newman will now be a man up for the final 33-46 of regulation. That's a left back for Erskine, and the conversation will be had. And just a massive mistake. Here's that sequence again. It came along that sideline. Mashburn went to get it, and in frustration after Silva was taking it off of his feet, Mashburn hits the deck. So there's a little bit there, but then Mashburn picks up the ball with his hands. There's a shove by Ben King, and then the trip by Mashburn, and it's always the retaliator that is the guilty party. Certainly should have been a booking on Carson-Newman's King for the shove, but the official didn't see it. Double yellow Mashburn, red card given. And the Eagles up a man here with 33 minutes plus to go. And now if you're Carson-Newman, no excuses not to leave here with 3 points. Karsh circumventing some of the defensive players, but instead has it dispossessed. Cole looking, trying to let some white jerseys fly by as he gets possession back. Can Carson-Newman find a second goal and put that pass blunder to the side? Well, Zizek almost made a blunder himself, and Harden Biarwald nearly picked it off of his boot. Carson-Newman played a man up on Mars Hill April 1st of the spring action, beating the Lions 3-0. So trying to have something similar happen here. Coming back, waiting for it, shuffling it. Maya thinking. Maya shuffling it in. It takes a redirect, and Zizek picks it up. Well, Maya had time, nearly had the perfect ricochet, but Zizek, Conference Carolina's Defensive Player of the Year a year ago, has been pretty sturdy. The lone goal given up on a penalty kick. To the sideline goes Karsh. Hustling after it, and a good little bit of defending there to knock Carson-Newman's Karsh off the ball by De Leon. And now De Leon will hit the backside. And you might expect to see a little bit of this here from Erskine. Certainly you would expect. I mean, some situations like this, regardless of the scenario. A little bit of cramping coming here from De Leon. I mean, you have to sit on a bus for a few hours to get here. It is hot, humid, although the sun has started to dissipate and the clouds and shade making it a little bit more tolerable on the pitch. But Erskine will gladly take any chance that they can get now to get a little bit of a breather. John Plaisted is already coming into the match, and we get a brief pause here. So the clock stopped with 30 minutes and 20 seconds to go. We've been playing with a Erskine, one man down. Updates from around the league. Mars Hill and King have needed to go to overtime. Mars Hill scoring in the 3rd minute. Held on to it up until the 76th minute before Mate Lengel equalized in the 76th minute. And they are 3 minutes into the overtime session. Tied at 1 apiece. So Plaisted will come in, and that will replace De Leon, who went down with a cramp. And certainly in a situation like that due to injury, and you have seen a little bit of it as well with any kind of head injury, you get a little bit of a reprieve in terms of your official substitutes. Whether or not a player can come back in or go out. Karsh, good play by Plaisted, right into the mix. Went to David Crockett High School up in Johnson City, Tennessee, so not far away from his home. Carson-Newman in the box. Whitehead, heavy touch, nearly let him down. It comes out. Silva had a chance. Harden Biarwald picks it up. Harden Biarwald sends it high. Carson-Newman starting with their peppering here. And you expect the field to slant heavily in their direction, ahead of man. Playing 11v10 the rest of the way after the red card given to Mashburn, doubling up on yellows over a 7-minute period. Four-time Conference Carolinas Coach of the Year, Warren Turner, including the spring season. He needs to push the right buttons down the stretch. Already in a 1-1 tally. Snuck one away off Carson-Newman's defensive miscue. Certainly they'd love to come away with 3 points, but down a man for the remaining 30 minutes or so, plus potentially 2 10-minute sessions. You'd gladly take the point and walk out of here happy. But if you take advantage of chances, just like Cole did off of Karsgaard and miscue, could walk away with 3. Martin steps to it, sends it high into the air. Whitehead, perfect pass. Silva with it in the middle of the field. Silva picks out Whitehead. Whitehead getting in front of Playstat. Bodies hit the deck. Playstat on his backside, and he finally gets up and clears it right off of our camera. Nearly took out expensive equipment, and that in and of itself should draw a booking. I think it hit the tripod and not our camera, which both expensive pieces of equipment. And a throw-in coming here for Carson-Newman. Long toss coming in. And Carson-Newman has it sent out towards the middle of the field. King nods it to the surface. Cole, the goal scorer for Erskine. Chips it forward. Rojas racing after it. Rojas getting to it. Outside of the box, sends it towards the middle of the field. Nobody in maroon and gold stepping to it. And Carson-Newman's able to alleviate some of that pressure. Well, despite being a man down, Erskine's still looking semi-dangerous in their attack. But it does open it up for counters like this as Kron steps forward. Kron sends it out wide. Karsh, give and go, Maya. Karsh to the middle. Flag goes up, and offside will be the whistle as Carson-Newman was trying to make that opportunity happen. '62nd minute. Glad you're tuning in here. Scoreless at halftime. Carson-Newman getting a PK goal from Tylen Silva in the 49th minute, but 7 minutes later, one of the top goal scorers in the region, Dennis Cole, struck for his second of the season. And that equalized. And now a card has been given to Carson-Newman along the sideline. I believe it's on Kronz, and I believe that that is a wardrobe situation. I don't think he had his shin guards on. And Kronz will get a yellow for that, so another infraction on the Eagles. Harden Biarwal already playing on a yellow in his own right. Rojas has 2 defenders around him, but does a great job of maintaining possession. And they say possession won by Carson-Newman. No foul. And the Eagles with a chance now to alleviate it. 63rd minute. So Silva has scored for Carson-Newman, and this is one of those stats that is almost mind-boggling. 7 of the 10 losses under Stephen Lyons, when Carson-Newman scores, have come when a senior has scored a goal. Conversely, when an underclassman scores, Carson-Newman is 27-2-1. So it is rather interesting that despite the fact that an upperclassman scores, it's not always a positive, as Karsh sends a shot that was always well wide. Tip of the cap to Danielle Whaley for tracking that during the Stephen Lyons era. But it's almost confusing because you would think that when your seniors are scoring, those are your best players, those are your top dogs, which I guess maybe when some of the underclassmen are scoring, maybe you're already up by a goal or two and they're getting some extra action. But Carson-Newman has had some talent in that youthful ranks over the years, and it just hasn't quite equated when the upperclassmen have been able to score. And with Silva scoring in this one, the Eagles trying to avoid that same level of fate that when a senior scores. Carson-Newman under Stephen Lyons is 16-7-5. I mean, that's a nice record, but when you either lose or draw nearly half the time when one of your team leaders finds the net, that is a tough pill to stomach. And right now, Carson-Newman is in one of those positions. 65th minute of a 1-1 contest. And certainly, Stephen Lyons' point before the game of staying focused the entire time worked for about 50 minutes, and then the miscue from Karsgarn allowed Cole, and I mean, let's give Cole a bunch of credit. Despite Carson-Newman's mistake, Cole was extremely class when he was able to find the net. And Cole has been a menace all over the field. Foul whistled on Carson-Newman. Jansson's giving a little bit of frustration. I don't think either side necessarily loves the overall officiating in this one, but I guess at the end of it all, no matter what match it is, you very rarely hear a coach compliment the officiating. But overall, it's been a fairly well-whistled match. Subs for Erskine. They got 4 fresh bodies coming into the match. And you know the man that's not coming out is Dennis Cole, the senior from Sierra Leone. He continues to man that top striking position. And with him out there on the field, despite being a man down, Erskine has that scoring punch that can change the match at any point. Carson-Newman still here in the 66th minute, looking to get back on top. Cole, the intended target here. Massive height differential there. Cole at 5'7", a foot shorter than the 6'7" Karsgarn, who corrals it. Well, the questions for Stephen Lyons now with the 2 yellows on Kranz and Hardenby Orwell. Do you leave him out there this long and endanger that risk, which granted, both players midfielders. You feel a little more confident that they can play for a good duration of time and keep their level head about them without accruing a second yellow. There is Kranz on the outside. Kranz shuffles it in. Maya, unmarked, header, flawless. Eagles take the lead. Perfect pass from Kranz. Maya strikes it in. CN2, Erskine 1. Maya exchanged handshakes with Kranz, and that was absolutely perfect. The patience from Maya inside the box off of a wonderful pass from Kranz. And Carson-Newman is able to answer right back. Roughly 11 minutes after the Cole equalizer, Carson-Newman is back on top. And Matheus Maya, the senior from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, has put Carson-Newman on the top side of the scoreboard. Second lead of the game. Can Carson-Newman hold on to this ahead of man? Erskine seeing a red card given to Mashburn in the 57th minute on his second yellow of the night. And here in the 67th minute, Eagles have their sights set on maybe an insurance goal down the stretch. Silva has it ping, and there's Cole. always draws so much attention as he sends it forward for Navonen. Serborse has it take a ricochet, and Carson-Newman will get a toss. Well, Carson-Newman has had their fair share of shots here in the second half. 6 so far to just the 1 for Erskine. But however, the 1 for Erskine went into the net. Evans, Berman. Berman has space. Well, Carson-Newman certainly with that extra body out there should always be able to find an open man. But Erskine just trying to find a little bit of pressure to get that ball back. Berman, Kranz, very good ball. Very nice one-touch soccer. Into the box, Karsh gets to the touchline, shuffles it in, looking for Maya. Ricochets back out. Karsh has his cross deflected. Harden Bjorwall pushes it in, and it's cleared back out. King strikes it on, and it's wide. Well, King decided to take matters into his own hands, and he pedals it wide left. Take another look at that one. King found the ball, and rather than wait for some things to develop, just decided with the right foot to crush it across the face of net. 69th minute, Carson-Newman 2, Erskine 1. Third ever meeting between the two programs. First since '94. Carson-Newman looking to break a 3-match losing streak dating back to the end of last year. Harden Bjorwall has it taken off of his feet by Acuna. And a pretty good build-up coming here, but Carson-Newman defensively, tactical, and Berman able to win possession. Evans, Harden Bjorwall, Kranz. Carson-Newman have had all of the corners. This was a team last year in Erskine that averaged nearly 10 corners per match. They have not had one in this contest. So it's already hard enough to score. But when you can't even get a corner, really a dangerous set piece, it makes your life really difficult. How about Silva with a flawless touch into the box? Silva trying to get to the powerful boot. Left-footed shot, answered to by Cishak. Comes back, Silva another chance. It bounces off of a boot. It hits the net. Carson-Newman scored 3 times in the second half and have a 3-1 lead. So at the end of it all, it's Silva who has a brace. Tylan Silva pocketing goals number 13 and 14 for his career. Tag that along with 15 career assists. And it's been a solid effort for Tylan Silva. His second goal in 21 minutes. And Carson-Newman has stretched this one out, playing a man ahead. A 3-1 advantage. And still with chances aplenty, and now you wonder if that's enough to put away Erskine and get Carson-Newman its first win of the season. Well, still 19-plus minutes to roll in this one. But if you're Carson-Newman, you feel great because all the possession has been on your half of the pitch. Sun poking through, soaking the grass. 71st minute. Carson-Newman scoring twice in roughly a 3 to 4 minute stretch to change a 1-1 tie into a 3-1 lead. And with a week off between matches and the start of South Atlantic Conference play, Carson-Newman feeling good. Cole, the intended target, was able to leap in the air and hold possession for a half a second before Carson-Newman comes away with it. King trots it forward. Silva looking for a hat trick potential. Always thinking about a little bit more. Silva and Cole, the two of the top goal scorers out there. Well, the last time Carson-Newman had a hat trick, you have to work your way back to the last time that Carson-Newman was able to blow out a Conference Carolina school. That was North Greenville back in September of 2019, a 7-0 win over the Crusaders. Tobias Carlson scored 4 times in that one. The last true hat trick of three goals was September of 2018. Carlson did so against the Cobras of Coker. Into the box, Whitehead, great touch, right-footed attempt. Zizek picks it up. Another attempt from Whitehead, hits the top of the cage on the right-hand side. So good bit of defending by Zizek. It was a odd angle opportunity from Carson-Newman. Quentin Carrolls will come into the match, replaces Nick Karsh. And certainly an opportunity here for Stephen Lyons, if he so chooses, to perhaps bring in some of those younger players, see what they can provide. Carson-Newman on top, 3-1. 2 goals in the span of 3 minutes. Maya first, Silva second. Completing the brace for Silva. Nick Karsh, the last Eagle to have a brace. That was back on that Mars Hill victory on April Fool's Day. Into the box, this ball will go over everybody's head and trickle harmlessly out of play for a goal kick. And that was the last time that Carson-Newman incidentally played a man ahead and picked up that win over the Lions. Kranz looking for the far corner. It was always covered by Zizek. And a goal kick coming. Looked like maybe Zizek was able to get a hand to it. Well, having Nick Karsh back, first match of the year, certainly has provided that energy and power that Carson-Newman needed. His effort to get into the box and earn the PK allowed Carson-Newman to get the first goal of the match. And Karsh has been dangerous working along this left flank much of the day. And the Eagles have used a full stable of horses to come out of here with a 3-1 edge with still a quarter hour plus to go. And Carson-Newman looking to add to that and go into this week-long break before the start of South Atlantic Conference play, not only with 3 points, not only with a multi-goal lead, but a very good feeling that they potentially have righted the ship here at this juncture of the year. Silva, really good decision to play that ball first time ahead to Whitehead. But Whitehead's touch a little heavy, it comes back to him. Sends it over Kranz. Kranz finding Silva potentially instead. Kranz steps to it. Kranz wants the left foot. Diving save by Zizek. That's a phenomenal effort by the keeper, the sophomore from Canada. It was a powerful left-footed ball on, and Zizek, sprawling to his left, 2 strong hands, poked it out of play. Silva sends this ball towards the back post. Berman back across the face. Kranz. Whitehead. Berman trying to get to it. Instead just pokes it out of play, ensuring that it's not a goal kick, rather a throw. Plaisted will throw it in. Carson-Newman, 3 second-half goals, looking to power their first victory of the 2021 season. Martin in the middle of the field. Janssens. Berman. And Erskine comes away with it. Since they've been down a man, they really have not had any level of possession, and certainly none in their attacking half of the pitch. Zizek able to handle the pressure. King doing a lot of running. And eventually it comes through for a turnover. Evans shuffles it out, Harden Biarwal. He gets taken down, and a foul will be whistled on Dennis Cole, and a little bit of frustration seeping in for the goal scorer for the Flying Fleet. And now it gives Carson-Newman a really, really nice chance outside of the box. And you know Silva's probably the one that wants to take it. Certainly fits his angle a little bit better with that left foot. Perhaps tuck it over the top of the wall, angle it towards the top corner. But Harden Biarwal will be there as well, as he looks to potentially provide that back-breaking goal.
Hey, come on, Erskine, 10 minutes left. We got time. Got it.
Silva takes the shot high, and it's punched at by Zizek towards the left-hand side, and he was able to get it right. I don't know if he necessarily needed to make that save out of play. It was right along that post. So now Silva to take the corner. This one doesn't have any hook to it. Whitehead heads it down, and Zizek is there. Had that corner of the net handled. Carson-Newman peppering it on now. Evans back out. Push to the middle of the field. Evans picks it up. Sends it out wide. Silva. Eagles playing a man ahead ever since the 57th minute. Kranz steps to it. Yannick Kranz to Silva. Silva for the hat trick. He gets it in. Silva has the hat trick. First by a Carson-Newman player since 2019. Carson-Newman well on its way to its first win of the season. Best goal-scoring day for Carson-Newman since a 4-1 win at Belmont Abbey on Valentine's Day Eve. While many gentlemen were considering getting presents for their girlfriends, Carson-Newman was putting up 4 goals, and now eyes on a 5th. Harden Biarwal makes it a 5 spot. Most goals by the Eagles in a match since 2019. 5 goals. Another one here in less than 60 seconds, and it's a 5-1 advantage. It's been a dominating stretch for Carson-Newman over Conference Carolinas programs. This will be their 5th consecutive win over a team from that league. They are now outscoring those foes 22-3. And Carson-Newman has taken a 5-1 advantage. How about that? Eagles have scored 4 times in the last dozen minutes. If you're watching at home, you haven't been able to do anything in that period without the potential of missing a goal. If you're running social media, you're probably a goal or 2 behind trying to figure out who scored the most recent one. And it has been that kind of flurry for Carson-Newman here in this stretch that they have been able to bulge the back of the net with high levels of frequency over the last dozen minutes. And you certainly feel like they're not done yet either. They've brought in some changes. Silva, though, still out there. And Erskine right now, they're just trying to pull something back. Well, how about this? For Evan Zizek, the freshman and a first-team all-conference pick, Defensive Player of the Year in Conference Carolinas, gave up 1 goal last year. He has now given up 5 in this one and 9 on the year. Into the box, Carson-Newman has possession. Whitehead shot, ricochets. And Erskine is able to step away from it with just a little bit of time. Fernando Gonzalez will clear it forward out to the middle of the field, but once again, Harden Bjorwall steps to it. McElroy looking. McElroy takes a shot. It was always rising, but Zizek plucks it out of the air. Well, it has been 4 senior goals and a sophomore in Harden Bjorwall. And Carson-Newman, 17-2 under Lions when a sophomore puts one in the net. Well, you need a freshman, you need a junior to add to the fray here in this one to get all of the classes represented. Under 10 minutes to play of a 5-1 advantage. And the Eagles will add some more substitutes into this one. Lakener, Gabe Stevens, and Updahl. So you bring in 2 freshmen and a junior. There's Updahl, and it is a corner for Carson-Newman. Well, the Eagles were in desperate need for a win. And after they scored in the 49th minute, you felt great. But then a miscue in the defensive back by Carson-Newman. Cole equalized in the 56th, and you know that knot in your stomach again, that perhaps a missed opportunity for Carson-Newman. Harden Bjorwall ready for the corner, takes it short, comes back. Harden Bjorwall, one touch, strikes it in towards the back post. Updahl is the intended target, and the flag goes up. But then, moments after Cole's equalizing touch, the freshman, William Mashburn, a little bit of extracurriculars, gets pushed by Ben King. Official doesn't see that. Mashburn tries to strike him with the right foot. Official notices that, issues the second yellow on Mashburn. Red given. He's DQ'd. Eagles take a 1-man advantage in the 57th minute, and Carson-Newman takes about 10 minutes to find their flurry. Maya unmarked in the box. Silva twice off ricochets to get his hat trick. And then in the 79th minute, less than 60 ticks after, Silva's thrice strike makes it a 5-1 matchup. Foul whistled, and this has been few and far between by Erskine. They've had 1 shot in the second half. Carson-Newman has had 19. And a dozen of those 19 have been on frame.
Organize it, game! Let's get make sure everyone's got a man!
Free kick coming on. That 0 chance of anything. Couldn't even hit that net that's in that back corner, that practice net. That never gave a shot at any opportunity. Carson-Newman racking up the shot attempts. When they beat North Greenville here in 2019, they attempted 36 shots. And you can't imagine that the Eagles are getting to that number, not with less than 7 minutes to play in this game. What it does do is it gives both coaches an opportunity to empty their benches, get some experience for some of the young players. But this game completely changed on that yellow card to Mashburn. Giveaway, right-footed ball in, now intercepted by Lakener. Carson-Newman will look to stride forward and get something going. Erskine will try to get off of the Schneid against Coker. They travel to Hartsville on Saturday, 4:30 kickoff against the Cobras in another South Atlantic Conference school. Erskine has lost 6 straight against the South Atlantic Conference, and tonight will make it 7 in a row. They last beat a SAC school in September of 2017, a 3-2 win over Anderson. They haven't had a road win since earlier that month in 2017 at Catawba. Berman tries to cross it in. It goes out for a corner. Carson-Newman on the other side continues its control over Conference Carolinas. This will now be 43 wins in the 61 all-time meetings against programs from that league. 85th minute. Carson-Newman has struck 4 times in a 12-minute period after it was equalized at 1 apiece. As Hardin BR Wall sends it towards the back post. It'll come onto the legs on the back post. Now Updahl. Updahl settles it, chips it high. It hits the cage. It goes in. What a glorious strike from Updahl, the rookie from Norway. Extends the Carson-Newman advantage to 6-1. What a beautiful strike from Marius Updahl, 5'10", rookie out of Norway. Most recently of the Norwegian College. And it's 6 goals in the match. And here's a long ball to the middle of the field and a chance and a right-footed shot and one back for Erskine. How about that? Quarantine Sir Horse, the junior from Greer, South Carolina, gets it right back less than 10 seconds after it. Sir Borse makes it 6-2. About 7 seconds later. I mean, this is a monstrous miscue by Carson-Newman. And Sir Borse able to put it away. 6-2. 8 goals in the second half. A high-scoring affair. Well, what I was just about ready to get into after Updahl's goal, to expand upon that note, under Stephen Lyons, Carson-Newman will now be 11-0-1 when a freshman scores. And that is an impressive mark. And Updahl with a very clinical finish. But certainly a couple moments in this match that Carson-Newman has given away goals that have been really, really tough to allow, and certainly something that, as excited as Carson-Newman will be to have their first win and have 6 goals, probably should have been a clean sheet or at least giving you a chance. 2 defensive miscues, and that one inexplicable after a goal. To just allow a player get straight through the middle right after a reset, particularly when you have a senior in Gabe Martin back there in the central half. And that is a really, really tough pill to swallow for Carson-Newman. All that positivity and emotion and everything to get excited about, scoring 5 unanswered goals in a 22-minute period. You give up a second, and you just have a little bit of that sour taste in your mouth. With a goal from Sir Borse. And now an Erskine player down that will require a little bit of medical attention. Well, our great crew here tonight have provided you the sights and sounds from McCowan Field, and we'll have some more action for you this weekend. Carson-Newman volleyball taking flight for the first time at Holt Fieldhouse. Catawba and Queens checking into town this weekend. And you have some women's soccer action on Saturday as well. So plenty of chances to head over here to Mossy Creek and enjoy some action. Carson-Newman football off this weekend. We'll be back at it against Wingate next Saturday in a prime-time matchup against the top 20 club in the Bulldogs. But here in this one, Carson-Newman had to have a win. Couldn't start the year 0-3 for the first time since 2014. And the Eagles are going to ensure the fact that they don't drop a 4th consecutive losing match, which would have been the first time since 2017 that had happened. Eagles still looking for more. They've scored 6 times, perhaps thinking about a 7th. Hardin B. Orwell sends it over to Berman. Berman looking forward. Gives it over to the left-hand side. Right-footed shot attempt. This was always climbing. Pretty decent strike, though, there from Quentin Carrolls, the junior from Belgium. Somebody struck it high and over the top of the cage. Just about 2.5 minutes to roll with this one. And Carson-Newman is going to walk away from McCowan Field with a win for the first time this year and taste victory for the first time since a 4-0 win in the SAC quarterfinals against Lincoln Memorial. That was April 5th. Fernando Gonzalez will take this kick. Certainly looks like the height advantage is to Carson-Newman here as Gonzalez strikes this one. He's looking at the net, and Karsgaard goes right back to the top of the cage and watches it hit the top of the net. I like the decision there from Gonzalez. Knows I don't have the height advantage. Do you catch Karsgaard off of his line? Off in the distance, way off in the distance. Just saw a lightning strike, and the Eagles' powerful feet in this one have struck 6 times in the second half. Updahl has one of those, and he's on possession outside of the box. Updahl to the end line. Updahl getting in, has some space, chips one, and Zizek diving, clears it away. 14th shot on goal in the second half by Carson-Newman. The stats slanted heavily in favor of the Eagles. 6 goals on 14 shots on goal. Erskine has 2, but they've scored on both. 1 minute to go in the contest.
1 minute remaining.
To the back post, it's flicked along. Updahl will track it down. Updahl slides to his left. Bodies jockey against each other, and it comes out McElroy. Just got to get through the final 3/4 of a minute here with potentially a storm coming in from the west. 37 seconds to go. Karsgaard picks it up. Karsgaard cycles it forward. Eagles will flick it along, and a chance working along the sideline. Carrolls puts it in to the middle of the box, cleared away by Plaisted. Harden Bjorwall. 15 seconds to play in the match. And it comes out towards the far left-hand side. Whistle blows with 10 seconds to go, 7 seconds left. It really doesn't matter. I mean, I don't know why you blow the whistle there. And that will wrap up the match. Game comes to a close, and Carson-Newman comes away with a win. Eagles needed a victory, and Carson-Newman came through with shining colors. 14 shots on goal in the second half, 6 goals. 4 different goal scorers. The hat trick from Silva. And Carson-Newman walks off the pitch with 3 points for the first time this season. And a 6-2 blowout of Erskine. Tremendous win by the Eagles, and Carson-Newman will gladly take that home with them. And now they get a week to stew on this before they take on Mars Hill at 7:30 next Wednesday with an opportunity to start South Atlantic Conference play with a win and get a winning streak rolling. Carson-Newman takes down Erskine. The final tally, 6-2 here at McCowan Field. For our great crew tonight, Director KJ Larabeau, our replay operators, Adam Cavalier for the first 30 minutes or so, Justin Franklin filling in for the final hour, and everybody that made this production possible. I'm Michael Watrank signing off. The final tally from McCowan Field. Carson-Newman's first win of the year. It's 6-2. We'll talk to you again on Friday night. Volleyball in action at 6 o'clock against Catawba. We'll talk to you then. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening, everybody.